Hey Ben, so you're just back from your latest escapade. Tell us a bit more about it. This was your second ultra, right?
Yeah, that's right. It's number two of the year was the Old Griddled Grit Ultra race just outside of Cleveland, Ohio. So it was a 50K, and yeah, it was. I finished, so I'm excited. I'm excited. I didn't get lost this time.
Right. So the previous one, you ended up deciding not to finish, but you'd run like an extra 10 miles or something in an extra loop that you did by mistake. So
Yeah.
you ran more than a marathon distance, which is considered an ultra, but you didn't
Mhm.
actually finish the race. So this is the
Yeah,
first one.
yeah, that's right. So I was really excited, and it was good weather too. Which the last one as well was the weather was the big reason why I ended up dropping that race just because it was. I mean, it was so cold. It was so
Yeah.
cold.
Yeah.
So
And you were telling me that, I mean, one of the main reasons, or the main reason that you're doing this is to try and um, highlight this lifestyle as a potential thing for other veterans and that. And you told me a story about something that happened at one of the aid stations during the race. Tell us a bit about that.
yeah, I don't ever want to get lost in the fact that why I'm doing this in the first place, and that is to show the benefits of a ketogenic diet or a low carb, high fat lifestyle, what it can do for veterans because of my experience with it, and then what research has showed the benefits it is. So whether it be the chronic pain that I've had or used to have, whether it be the TBI or the PTS and the symptoms from those, it's been a life changing experience for me. So I don't ever want to lose the sight of that. And this is why I'm doing this, is to bring that to light. It's not necessarily about the races. It's to show I can do this now because of this. So just trying to lead by example. So at one of the aid stations, I as I was stopping to refill one of my waters, I noticed the guy there had he had an Air Force jacket on. So I just struck up a conversation with him, and it lasted for way too long in terms of if I was looking at the race. I think I probably talked for about 20 minutes, but I got to know him a little bit in his story, and he wasn't able to do his job he enlisted for, and he's working because of an injury, and he's working as a recruiter now for the Air Force. And I shared my story with them, and he actually got really excited about the ketogenic diet and that what it could do for him. And I also showed him some stretches and did a manipulation to help his back and to see if I could help that. And that was good. But he was really excited about the ketogenic diet because he did serve a kind of a similar, like a, I guess more of a, like the police role in the Air Force, was just kind of a combat role for them. And so, so he was excited to, to learn more about it. And so I shared obviously your website and with what you guys do. And he was really excited. So in terms of the race, yeah, I finished. I'm so happy I did. It's such a huge, for me, it's an accomplishment. But the fact that there was one person, another, he was still active as a service member, but someone whose life can be impacted by that a low carb, high fat lifestyle, and see what it can do. And my story could help him. And I talked to several other people along the way. I made a habit of talking and probably stay a little too long at aid stations and water refills and just kind of talking with people. And but yeah, like I said, it was. I was really happy because there's one person I talked to, and who's going to look into it because they I could see them get excited in the prospect of not being in pain anymore. After the everything they've gone through. So it's
Right.
exciting. I was really excited to do that as well.
Yeah, that's awesome, man. Like we're always trying to say, you can't flick a switch. You just need to reach people one person at a time. And
Mhm.
that's really cool to hear. Tell me, the distance of this one that you just did was what, 50K, right?
Yeah, it was a 50K.
Okay. And the next one in March, what are you planning to do in March?
Well, I try to give myself a couple races a month just for logistic purposes. Obviously, working with my kid, my family, and all the activities and work. So both of them, there's two races I'm looking at, and they're both 50Ks. But one of those also has a 100K option. I don't know if I'm ready for that yet. So I'll probably just end up doing.
Rather just ease into it. But I do remember speaking to you yesterday, I think, and you're telling me that yes, you were really sore, but in comparison to a lot of the other people that you saw hobbling around, literally almost not even able to walk afterwards, that you seem to be in better shape. And I know that's something that I noticed when I started doing this. My recovery was just so much better than it used to be before I started eating this way.
Yeah, that's been the really crazy part, is that obviously that's a long way to go, and there's some soreness that's equated to that. But I mean, I wasn't limping when I finished the course. I was sore. I'm still a large guy, so there's a good pounding on the joints. But the next day, I took the kids to the zoo, and we walked around the next day, and there's still a little, for me today, a tiny bit of soreness, but I'm going to actually run in a couple hours. I'm going to be out on the road again running. So just everything that the anti-inflammatory properties of a ketogenic diet or a low carb diet, it's just kind of amazing, especially when you consider the fact that how big I am. I was by far the heaviest person out there. And I still weigh 260 pounds, so I'm built like an American football linebacker. Yeah, so that's a lot of pounding, and the fact that I went through that in the training that I've been doing, and not having those, repetitive stress injuries. I've been waiting for those to pop up, and I haven't had those yet. So and that's every week I'm running between 50 and 80 miles. Sometimes I get to 100, depends on the training week I've had. So you can't say enough for this diet.
Yeah, no, that's awesome. So just before we end here, just a couple of shout outs. I think the first one is for Keto Mojo, and you had a blood ketone testing thing which you had lost, and we mentioned it to our friends at Keto Mojo, to Dorian Greeno, and he stepped up and sent you a new one with a bunch of test strips and everything straight away. So I'd like to just give a shout out to him and say how much we appreciate that. And then also along the way, you used a nut butter from F-Bomb. Is that right?
That's right. Actually, this is my my snack today. My snack of choice.
Okay, so they basically provided you with a bunch of stuff to hopefully carry you through some or the rest of your races that you plan to do this year. But you were telling me that it might even be a problem because your kids have got into them.
Yeah, it's the kids, they've seen I have 4 kids, and they've kind of seen how this has changed me. And it's first initially gone, now we have to make 3 times as much bacon, because all of my kids now just love the bacon, and now they've tasted these F-bombs, and they're like, so now I have to put them high so the little ones can't get them, but my teenager, my high schooler, he can reach them. So now he's adopted a keto diet for himself, and yeah. So
and that's a choice. That's a choice he's made all on his own.
All on his own, just because he's seen what I did, and he was so proud. With this race, particularly after it finished, and and now he's like, there's got to be something to this. And he's an athlete. He's not like he's not like how I was. He's not out of shape, and he's doing it now just because he's seen what it's done for me, and he enjoys it, which is weird too, because I remember at that age it was all junk food all the time, and it didn't matter because of metabolism and everything. So yeah. So now in my family, my kids don't do strict keto, my youngest ones, but they're on it's almost like a modified. It's just a low. We try to limit the sugars.
Limit it as much as you can, but
they do like to eat what mom and dad eat. My wife does it. My parents do it now, and I think I mentioned before that my mom has reversed her type 2 diabetes in really about maybe a little over 3 months. She's no longer insulin dependent, no longer needs metformin. She's lost weight, obviously. So my wife is adopted a keto diet as well. And she's been a migraine sufferer and had some GI issues. And she's done it now, and a lot of the issues she's had are gone. And she's lost some weight, which she didn't think she was going to do because she just started pretty small. So, within my family, like I said, my oldest son does it, and my younger three ones are on a modified keto. My parents do it, which is and they've had amazing results. I have, even within my extended family now as well, a couple one of my brother-in-laws is doing it, and he's had some huge results. And just by I guess, seeing what I've done, because I never talked to anyone about this when I was doing it, when I first started. And all of a sudden they started seeing me losing weight and dropping weight, and they'd ask questions. And
you want to know what you're doing, right? So yeah, you're doing better than me, because I think Pam's folks and my folks, my immediate family as well, like I haven't convinced any of them yet. They actually all live in Australia now, and we're going there next month to visit, and we're kind of hoping to, in person, because we haven't really seen them in person since we started this. So once we're there in person, we're hoping that we'll be able to at least influence them a little bit and make them understand that this is something that they should seriously consider. But the fact that you've got, a bunch of your family looking at it, and that's really, sounds to me like, just by the example that you're setting, you're not trying to preach to them. You're just improving your life, and when they see those improvements, they want to be a part of it. I think that's cool.
It's been very rewarding, and just the fact, like I said, my mom has reversed her type 2 diabetes. It's a life saved. It's amazing, especially with you. And I obviously thank you so much for all the support you've given me, but just through you sharing my story, people have reached out and they've adopted this as well, or they're starting to. And it's very humbling. And I'm very honored that people see this and adopt it themselves. And like I said, to me, it's, we're changing the world one person at a time.
There we go.
And I know I won't reach everyone, but like I said, every day I can talk to someone else, someone new, and share the story, or they see it through you or anything else out there, then that's one more person that can, we're going to start a conversation with. And that's just how we make the change.
That's how we change it, one person at a time. Exactly. So. Okay, Ben, well, it's been an absolute pleasure once again. Congratulations. Well done again.
Thank you. Thank you.
And we look forward to your next episode. I think more and more people are climbing on board and starting to follow your journey. I'm glad that some of them are reaching out to you. I hope more do, if they feel touched by you. Hopefully, more and more people who are actually able to do something to help you further and get this message out to more veterans. Because I think that's the thing that really resonated with me when you first reached out to me about this, and that's why I wanted to help you, because it's something that I feel very strongly about, that we need to do whatever we can to help the veterans out there. So thank you, and we'll chat again next month when you've had your next adventure.
Yeah. All right. Sounds good.
All right. Thanks, Ben.
Yeah.
Bye.